Welcome back to the workshop. I've been working around the clock on a lot of different projects. I'm filming all of them. I just haven't had time to do the editing, and some of them aren't even done. As the channel grows, I'm getting more and more questions every day, which I like. I have no problem with you sending me questions through my email or through Instagram. This evening I got one, and it reminded me of when I first got started. The question was about buying tools and how much to spend when you're first getting started. I rarely buy new tools, so I thought I should do a video about buying used tools. Quality, name brand used tools at 50% of what they cost in the store. The main place to get them is Craigslist. I've had good luck at flea markets and garage sales, but that's hit or miss. If you live in a large city, you can find any tool you want right now for sale on Craigslist. So I thought I'd give you a quick tour of all the used tools that I purchased off of Craigslist. That joiner, I went to go purchase that, and I said, hey, you got any other tools? And they said, oh, well, we got this thickness planer, but it doesn't work. It's all seized up. Well, they drug it out of the back of the garage, and they tried to get it to work. This part here that raises everything up and down was all seized up, and then they started hammering on it. I said, hey, hold on a second there. How about we just make a deal? I'll give you $200 for both of them. This one that works good, that they plugged in, it ran great, and this one here that they were hammering on. And they said, sure. So I got both of these for $200. I got it home, opened it up. Today's video is sponsored by the WD-40 company. So this is the WD-40 brand's new holiday trio. It includes a 3-ounce can of WD-40 multi-use product. It also includes a 2.5-ounce can of WD-40 Specialist Spray and Stay Gel Lubricant, no drip formula, and a 2.5-ounce can of WD-40 Specialist Water Resistant Silicone Lubricant. Whether you need to fix things around the house before guests arrive, prep equipment for winter weather, or find the perfect stocking stuffer, I think these are great for a stocking stuffer. The holiday trio has you covered no matter what you need to use it for. Now this is only available for a limited time at Lowe's. Look at that, world's greatest handyman. When I got this thing home, I took the sides off, I took the top off, and I saw these worm gears here. There's another one on this side here. All I did was clean up those worm gears, run it up and down a few times, lubed it up, and the thing is good as new. No more rust. The thing goes up and down easily. Now you've seen me use this tool many times in past videos, and that is a perfect example of how to get a expensive tool for almost next to nothing. These were purchased brand new, but I did a trade-in of my old tools. So if you go to a DeWalt service center or a DeWalt outlet, they have what's called as a tool buyback program. They buy back multiple brands. So if you showed up with a bunch of Ryobi tools, I think they would buy them back and give you credit towards their tools. And when I went in, I took a circular saw, a drill, and a sawzall that I had had for 5 years, and I had purchased them on Craigslist. They served me great. In fact, I had two sets of the 18-volt XRP cordless tools that I purchased all on Craigslist. So basically my backup set had kind of worn out. Then I wore something out in the old drill. So when I took them in, I said, hey, can you fix all these? And they said, well, you'd be better off just trading them in. They gave me a price on the repairs, and then they gave me the price at which I could give them an old drill, and they would give me credit towards a new drill. So the first 2 sets were bought off of Craigslist, and I did a ton of work. I built my business with those used DeWalt tools. I did get the XRP, which is more of their contractor grade tools. They do make a homeowner line that just has more plastic on it. I got a nice floor mounted Craftsman drill press. I've used that a lot. I know a lot of people don't like Craftsman, but some of the older cast iron tools have quite a bit of value to them. This is a floor mounted, I don't know if that's what you call it. It's just a big Delta bandsaw. I think it's from the early 90s, and I got that as part of a package deal with my table saw. So I got this Powermatic 66 table saw on a great deal. Cabinet shop was going out of business. That's a long story, but I picked up this table saw and that bandsaw for $800. This saw here is like a family heirloom. It will never wear out. Anything that can wear out is serviceable. You can replace different parts on it and it'll last you a lifetime. Now, when I was shopping for a high quality workshop grade tool, I took a few tools with me just to get an idea of how well maintained and what the condition of the tool was when I first got it. So I brought a machinist square, I brought a caliper, and I also brought a straight edge too to see how straight the cast iron top is. Depending on the price of the tool, if you pull one of these calipers out after showing up to someone's house buying a $50 tool off Craigslist, they're probably going to tell you to get, but some tools like this one here, you know, it was $700. I wanted to know what I was getting. You can set it to 0, or you can move these little markers around. Draw this back. Oh, that's part of the saw. You can also use these to tune up your tools when you buy them used. Carrying on, my sander. This sander here, I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it or not. I got this off of Craigslist just for maybe $25, and I've used it. The portable bandsaw. You like my my trigger there? I purchased this from a pawn shop. Got it at 50%. It was still in the case. Didn't look like it had ever been used. My tile saw. That tile saw, I also got it. It's a homeowner grade tile saw, but I've made a ton of money with it. And I keep thinking about upgrading to a saw in the $600 to $800 range, and just haven't been able to justify that purchase yet. I decided on that saw because of how long of a cut you can make with that. I also get a lot of questions about, is it a wise decision to purchase Ryobi tools? And I pulled out my Ryobi router just to show that I'm not a tool snob. I don't use this very often. If I was going to be routing every single day, I would have probably purchased a higher quality router by now. But this thing is, I don't know how old it is. It's old. It's the old navy blue color. Again, purchased this off of Craigslist. My miter saw. It's really old. I got this in 2008, used at a garage sale. And at the time I also purchased, it was a package deal, I had a 12-inch compound sliding DeWalt. But I kind of flipped that. So I bought 2 of them and sold the DeWalt, and it paid for both of them. Next shop tool is this big air compressor, and I don't know what brand it is. If you look at the label here, it says that it's Campbell Hausfeld, Hausfe, Hausfeld, Campbell Hausfeld. That's a 220, barely used. The guy had it at his old house and moved to a new house, and he didn't have 220 in his garage. And I got this at like 50% of what it would cost new. And as you can see, I mean, of course, I've been creating a lot of dust in here, but it's basically brand new. Now, if you've watched all my videos, hopefully you have, you can go back in time and see my first job site table saw. It was a Hitachi that had legs that folded out. I bought that at a flea market for, I believe, $100. Now that flea market table saw, made me a lot of money. One of my most viewed videos is converting carpeted stairs to hardwood stairs. And you can see me using it in that video. The main brands that still hold value used and can still make you money are going to be Rigid, DeWalt, Hitachi, Delta, what else? Bosch. What do you guys think of this thing? It's fully built. It's just kind of placed in position. I still have to do all the nail holes and prep it for paint and paint it and then do a final assembly. But this thing here was largely built with used tools. It's just an example of what you can do with some used tools. Well, I hope this helped somebody. It's just my opinion, just my experience. I'm not an expert. This is just what has worked for me in the past, and wanted to share that with you. Goodbye.